Hello friends, Mandar here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to talk about why HR 1044 or S386 bill did not pass this year. As all of you know, this bill did not go into the omnibus bill, so thus it was not approved by the Congress. This is going to be an interesting video because I'm going to give you my thoughts why this bill did not make it. I'm going to give you my perspective and some steps what could happen in future in a similar bill. So if you are interested in this topic, watch this video until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Mandar and I make immigration related videos for US and Canada. I'm not an immigration lawyer, so anything that I say on this channel or on my video is for information purpose only. For your specific immigration needs, you should hire a competent immigration attorney. Now let's talk about this bill, HR 1044 or S386. Both these bills were passed. The HR 1044 was passed last year by the Congress, and S386, which was a different version of HR 1044, was passed in Senate earlier in the month. Now everybody was very optimistic that it would go through the Congress again and become into a law. But that obviously has not happened. Everybody is aware that there is a poison pill which has to do with a certain section of the community not being included in this bill, and that was slipped in by Senate. Now believe me, it would have been this poison pill or any other poison pill. This bill has a lot of opposition. So let me get on to my soapbox for a minute to tell you what my thoughts are regarding this. I was being cautiously optimistic that this bill would be slipped into the omnibus bill and we would see a day of light for this bill and it would pass on a new day morning. But that obviously did not happen. I still wanted to wait for some time to make this video because I thought there might be some miracle that would happen and this bill would get passed. Guess what? It is not easy. It is really not easy. It would really take a miracle for this bill to become into the law. Why do I say that? At this point of time, HR 1044 or S386 will not pass this year. If this bill wants to turn into law, it cannot be the same bill. My tech mind tells me one simple thing. We have tried for this bill for last 12 years. Everybody knows who have lived here long enough. This is not the first time this bill was introduced. And it went through a lot of different iterations, but every time it was just a different flair of the same thing. And what was the end result? It did not pass. It did not become a law. Now I work in a tech industry and I have a simple logical thinking. If there is a certain program that doesn't work, it may be because there is a bug. So you fix the bug. You run it again. The program fails again. You try to determine a root cause. You fix the root cause, try to run it again. The program fails again. What do you do then? You need to go back to your drawing board, devise a different solution. So to get the desired outcome, which is still the same as previous one, you find an entirely different solution. Most of the people on this channel work in the tech industry or IT industry. And one thing we can all agree on, if you try to do the same thing over and over and over again without changing anything and expecting a same outcome, that is not going to happen. Hope you all agree with me. Now I see a fundamental problem in the name of this bill. What does this bill say? Fairness for high-skilled immigrants. This is an excellent politically correct statement. They try to be exceptionally politically correct. And as you know, in this world, it takes a lot more than political correctness to pass something into a law. What am I trying to say is, you cannot just keep touting it as fairness for high-skilled immigrants. What does this do? It only focuses on high-skilled immigrants. What am I talking about? Let me explain. We are talking about 140,000 green cards per year. Who are the recipients of this green card? They are EB category. Not all of EB category falls under high skilled immigrants category. I hope you all agree with me. There is EB5, which is investors visa. There is religious workers visa, EB4. There is national interest waivers. There is EB1, exceptional abilities, and so on and so forth. So when you say high skilled immigrants, it is not even covering the entire population of EB category. There will be huge population of this world that will still be marginalized. They have nothing to gain in this bill. So if not this poison pill, there is going to be another one. We have been incredibly close to getting this bill passed. It passed in Senate and House. Why did it not become a law? lawmakers need to follow a very different approach. Forget about political correctness. Fairness for who? There is a large population in this world who will claim the EB category even if they are not high skilled. They don't think it's fair for them. Now this is not me talking, this is the rest of the population talking. And if we want to get this bill into a law, there has to be a fundamental change. For example, here's what I would say. Change the tagline. Instead of saying removing the discrimination, which is just being politically correct thing to say, you could instead say give each country their fair share. How about that? There could be 1,000 other things that you could say. Give each country the number of green cards proportional to their size, their population, their economy, or whatever other criteria you may want to choose. Give the fair share of green cards to each country. Now this way nobody thinks they are marginalized. So as much as I am pro for this to happen, removing the discrimination, you can still obtain the same outcome, but your approach will need to change. And then it will have a better chance of becoming into a law. Now I will stop here. Those were my thoughts. Leave your comments in the description box below and let me know what you think about it. Now let's talk about what has happened so far. The Senate version was approved, but it was not the same earlier version as HR 1044, so it had to go back to House. Clearly stated that there was a lot of opposition and that bill could not go on to become a law on its own merit. So our other thought was this bill could have been slid into one of these bigger bills, the spending bill, for it to become a law. But that obviously did not happen. We got the text yesterday and it was not included. So that hope was gone. So now what happens next is Congress is already running out of time. They are focused on another bill which is for the coronavirus bill. Now that is where they are going to spend a lot of time. Now you would say, why can't they slip this bill into the coronavirus bill? I don't think that is going to happen. They don't have the appetite for that. They have a much bigger fish to fry. Although there is an extension that Congress is working on to bring back the senators and congressmen after Christmas to work on 29th to kind of vote on the possible veto the president will have on the defense spending bill. But that is all they are going to work on. The reality of the situation is it is 0 to nil chance of this bill becoming into law under the current Congress. So what happens next? This bill has to come as a different bill in the new Congress. Once we go into the first week of January, there is a new Congress. There will be a new Senate as well. Depending on the runoff elections in Georgia, we will know who will have the Senate majority. So things will dramatically change in January. Now somebody will bring this back to the table, but it will have its own different number. It will have its own different flavor. Now this is exactly what I was talking before. If they try to bring the same bill to the floor, touting it as fairness for high skilled immigrants, it will have another roadblock. In my opinion, it has to fundamentally change. If we keep making same mistake again and again and expecting a different outcome, obviously that is not going to happen and a lot of people are going to be disappointed again. So my thought is, when you talk to your congressmen and women next year or senators, don't tout it as fairness for high skilled immigrants. Put different solutions on their table. Talk to them regarding different options. Try to present different approaches that they will listen to and that they will convert into a bill to become a law. Now, how does a bill become a law? It's a fairly lengthy process. So don't expect that this will become into a law in January or February. There is going to be a longer process than that. Somebody will need to raise this idea as a bill. Then these new bills are placed into the hopper. They pick one of these bills if and when they get to see the light of the day. And then there is a committee assigned by the speaker to discuss and go through the details of this bill. If the bill has any merits, then it's brought to the House and to the Senate for voting. Now the House votes automatically or electronically, but the Senate votes with a hand raise. If both House and Senate pass the bill, and same bill mind you, then it goes to the President for a signature. Now President has the right to veto the bill, which is he will not approve it, or he may just ignore the bill. He has to take some action within 10 days. If the President doesn't take any action within 10 days, and if the same Congress is still in session, the bill automatically becomes a law. But if President doesn't take any action within 10 days and if the Congress changes, which is the scenario that we are facing in the next few days, then this bill, even if passed, does not become a law. So that's all I wanted to say, folks. Sorry about the bad news, but it is what it is. and we have to accept the fact and try something different next time. If you got some value out of this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.